What's happening, ladies and gentlemen of League Zero, and welcome to the postseason press conference for Mob Mentality, the intermediate champions. I've got a decent amount of the team with me today, and maybe a few more popping in later on. We got Kylish, Jula, Kilroy, Red Knight, Silent Sword, True, Zach T, and Phone. Potentially Quirk B coming later, from what I understand. So we got a few questions for you guys. I'm going to try and keep these in relative chronological order. It seems to be give the nicest flow to things. So the first question I got for you guys is going to be primarily for Zach, I'd assume, or anyone else who was on the team around the time of the draft. So how did your experience with Plat Chat last season change your outlook on managing for this season?
Oh, Jesus. Okay. So I was... Okay, so bit of an insight into Mob Mentality preseason. A lot of the work that went in pre-draft was Maverick, Grape, and Trio just grinding out the draft pool because I was at home with my parents. I couldn't do a lot of work to help the team, but I was banging on to Maverick for weeks and weeks and weeks. And literally every message was, have you found us some coaches yet? Please tell me you have gotten us coaches, because that was the one thing we didn't have for like half the season on Plat Chat. We didn't have coaches, and I was banging on to him for weeks. Can we get coaches? Nothing. But yeah, I think generally the draft prep was better. It was definitely better than last season. From an outside looking at it, it was much better. We had a more organized plan going into the draft rather than having to improvise halfway through. And it helped having a little crisis chamber with me, Trio, and Phone during the draft. So,
yeah, pretty much. Going into the draft, I was debating picking up either Phone or Gag with the first pick, because I knew Gag from Flux Cup had played pretty well, was a really solid main support. And then I eventually ended up going with Phone just because I've played with Phone for a long ass time now, and I knew that he would just kind of roll Inter, which he did. And then so me and Phone were like on like a Snapchat call because he couldn't join the call with me and Zach, and like there was a lot of confusion because some of our we didn't properly prepare some of our picks, and so like last second Zach just made a call to pick up Red, and me and Phone were like kind of hesitant at first because we knew Red from last season.
Terrified.
Yeah, we
terrified.
But the good thing is we knew what the meta was, which was like the fucking Shadow Dive, and so we knew Red could play Monkey, so it ended up working out. And it also ended up working out because Red had matured a lot, gotten a lot better as a person and player, and so he actually was a lot better compared to last season. No offense to you last season.
No, you're fine. Yeah.
And then Red was our coach. We had no coach again this season.
I basically got the DM from Chu because like me and Chu we talk a lot in DMs and shit, but like because we're just friends, I've known Chu since like March or whatever. So like I got like the text from like Chu was talking about picking up me or Gag in DMs, and he said I'm probably gonna go with you or something like that. And then from there until like the draft, I was just talking with like Chu and Zach T, like trying to like get a plan quickly fixed up and stuff, and I think we drafted it pretty considering, well, we won the damn thing.
I have no idea how we were allowed to do what we got away with in the draft.
Kilroy 9th round pick, by the way.
How were we
Last pick
allowed
of the 9th round.
to get Red Knight and Silent Sword and pick up Kilroy 9th round? Like, what was the other team doing as scouting?
I can shed some light on that. So I had an infamously horrible time trying to get into privates because I was working a lot. So I got into privates for capitalism, and they made me play Orisa in a meta. Like, as we have all discovered, Orisa is literally the worst tank in Overwatch right now.
I remember that pug. I really do, because I was there.
I raged at Great Cub for forcing me onto it, and then that just killed my stonks with them completely. So, like, I had no chance. And then I did, like, privates with Mob, and that was it. And then I wasn't even supposed to get on Mob, because they were supposed to get Nikos, but then Advanced sniped him. So, you know, GR. Worked out really well for Mob.
we were another thing to add on to, we were also debating getting Rai, but Rai got picked up earlier, and he had already said he didn't want to play under MM, which was unfortunate.
And it makes sense too. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we all have our moments where we want to get away from the marsupial,
Mosh
whatever
pit.
you want to call it.
Mosh pit.
Yeah, pool.
The umbrella.
Yeah. I just was shocked. All I remember about draft night is just being in complete and utter shock that I got drafted in the 3rd round. I was like, hello? I thought I was gonna go 8th again. So.
Nah. I got
I thought I was
stonks
gonna
on
get picked up again.
you, my guy. I got stonks on
Alright.
you, Red Knight.
Anyone else have anything about draft night or?
I mean, it was just us that like figured it out. But yeah, go ahead, Killer. Sorry.
I was just sad. Watching it.
I thought I was
was
gonna
on
get
ninth
picked up.
round.
Because you gotta look at it this way. I was watching with Domination from Obligation, and he got picked up 1st round, and then I had to sit there for like however many
Aw.
hours just watching everyone pass by me, and I was like, I thought I did really good. What happened?
You and me both, Kilroy.
But yeah, last pick of the 9th round, by the way, won the whole fucking of Inter, so it is what it is.
It
think-
is what it is.
If I had to make one more comment about the draft, I don't like the fact that we were able to get Kemi, Zytho, and Kilroy was kind of like the real travesty, right? Because like Kemi is inhuman, and the only reason he didn't like end up with a starting position on Mob was pretty much because the first 3 weeks or so he was like dealing with, I think, an injury or something, and like, you know, he just said he was chill, you know, helping in scrims when he could, but for the most part letting Kilroy take the reins. And then also his Sombra wasn't as good as Kilroy's. So, you know, but like Kilroy and him both proved themselves over the course of the season. Like, this is not to downplay Kilroy at all. It's just saying like we as Kemi demonstrated in the grand finals, like the man's a nut at Overwatch. So.
Yeah, that's the thing that I'm most proud about this team. I think you could take any person on this roster, put them on any team, and they could reasonably get a starting position.
Yeah, I think that's generally true. Yeah. So I was pretty happy.
But I'm just a bench bot, so I sit on the bench.
Yeah, you got
Violence!
Dead heroes.
Bro.
Fuck you, Reinhardt's gonna come back one of these days.
Reinhardt is gonna come back, I think, and Wrecking Ball's also stupidly strong, so hopefully, in
I
the
need
future, we
Reinhardt to
can
come.
see some Hammond. Bring back the chaos.
Well, I mean, Hammond is technically the meta right now. But anyways,
Yeah,
It is.
very much the meta.
I think we all know the answer to this question, at least in some regard, but I'm curious to see if there's anything more beneath the surface. So, who is the biggest in-game leader / leaders for you guys?
Red Knight.
Red Knight. Yeah.
Red Knight and then
Clearly red.
and
Red
then
Knight and
True
True.
if things go
Yeah,
wrong,
Red-
because True
yeah,
like
Red
calms
Knight.
everyone down.
Red.
I remember a specific scrim where Chu had to jump in and
Yeah.
order into things.
It's
I
basically
mean, it happens.
Red Knight calls, but like positioning, fight plan, all this stuff. True's was alt tracker and basically kept the team in line whenever someone did when I did some dumb shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait,
wasn't
no,
someone,
me and
it
True
was just
shared
you.
that job. The whole first 3 weeks of the season is me pleading with Phone to not feed. Like, Phone is literally the most talented DPS in Inter, like by a wide margin. But it would always drive us crazy because like we'd want to like I play fast, like I play uncomfortably fast for people, and Phone makes me look slow. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so
Shadow
there are
stepped
definitely
into your
moments.
backline.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'd be like, you can do that. Just tell me you're doing it. You know. So yeah, but you know, I think somebody who deserves a lot of shout out though for leadership on our team though is Quirt.
Yeah.
Like in a weird way, like like not in the vocal kind of way, just being, I think, like the glue for a lot of us, like just a very good friend that we all enjoy hanging out with.
Also,
Right.
Court's overall like presence on the team, like in VCs and stuff. Like if people are getting too hyped up or this and that, like Court is just very neutral and like
Calming.
Court's like the standard and very soothing for the whole team.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The emotional center almost. It's like
Yeah.
we always find a way to come back to Quad's level.
All right. Let's see. Next question. Were there any mid-season pickups of coaches or players that you felt were like really stand out and shaped your season overall?
So I mean, Kylus was a pickup. And
Wow. Mean,
What? No,
being
no, 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 no,
Kyle
no,
is
no,
great.
I-
Kyle is great.
I didn't want to say it. Go ahead, Red.
no. So like, I
Okay,
love Kyle.
dude.
Okay, Kylus, you know this is me loving you.
No,
chill.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Okay. So like, Kylus is one of my favorite people. She had like, you know, all the people in Marsupial know that there's like a redemption arc involving Exodus from Flux Cup, and Kylus, Monster, Nova, Jarazone, Spongy Cheese, like they all had a very big part in that. So picking up Kylus was like a no-brainer for me because at the time we needed a backup for True for scrims mostly because he's still scrimming with Joey, and so like I don't know if it would shape. I would not use the term shape our season, right? I would say she had a very big impact in the sense of she's similar to Quirt in that she can be a calming presence on the team. We all enjoy talking with her. You know, she's just very positive. These are all things that we value a lot. And also, from my perspective, for those who don't know, Mob is going to be competing in Tranquility. So is Joey. So Joey's going to take Phone and True, and then we got Kylist, and that's going to be a really big boon for us. So, you know, we were just super happy to start integrating her to the team early, and we needed the backup really badly, and we didn't know if True would make every game. So, like, she was definitely had her impact. I just don't know if I would use the term shape our season.
Yeah, definitely not season shaping, but I was very happy to be on the team and just be a happy presence, even though I wasn't getting maps. I mean, I was getting maps and scrims, and I was very happy for that, and I would gladly start behind True because Mans is insane.
Yeah, and I also want to say I'm happy that Zytho got some maps in at Capitalism.
Yeah,
I'm glad to.
And he did very well too.
yeah,
Yeah,
like realistic.
I miss that though.
I do too. I mean, like it's hard though, right? Like
He was
it's
my
hard
old
to get
bench.
colored.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
my old
bench
bench buddy. And then Kylus came in and took new bench buddy.
Yeah, new bench buddy.
Nah. But yeah, I think Zytho is a case of like what we said before. It's like every single person that we picked up in the draft could start on a team, and it was nice to see Zytho go up to Capitalism and get some maps and perform quite well. So
Step up and do what he needs to do. I think.
Prop to him.
I will say there was a giant conversation internally about like what trades are even interested in taking, because like I know I was for a long time until the Kylus trade came up, just because I knew Zytho, you know, should get maps. I knew until that whole thing happened, like I was not really comfortable taking trades.
Something else I want to add to. We like kind of all forgot about Gum was another good presence and like an
That's
option. Like Gum was someone that we thought about
Yeah,
trading
Gum's
just because he
awesome.
was a backup support, but we ended up like because Jula had a lot of scheduling issues. Like Gum ended up being backup off tank for a while, and so once like Gum was starting to get more maps and like that, we were like, okay, we can't trade Gum. We can't trade. Like it was so difficult to figure out who we could trade, and like all love to Zytho, like no hard feelings.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. And I think too, like when we talk about Gum too, like, he also is a flexible area, so like it was really hard for me to say, yeah, let's trade Gum because he would cover off tank and we cover main support because Court also had scheduling issues like halfway through the season because of school and stuff. So, yeah, Gum was just very hard to part with, in general.
He also gives us music vibes on the bench. It's very.
It's very good.
Yeah, indeed.
He plays guitar
Ver-
for us.
Yep, pays attention every scrim. Very good for feedback for players who are in. And then, you know, when I can trust him for the most part to show up and do his job. So, like, Gum was a huge presence for us.
To be honest, I completely forgot he was on the team until I had to give him
Yo,
the champion
don't
role.
do my man
Yeah,
like
Hey,
that.
okay.
I'm
He
Come
just
on.
never
I-
played.
Because
I never played.
When did we pick up Gum? Like fifth
Gum
round?
drafted him.
We
We
drafted
drafted-
Gum. Come
We
on,
drafted
man.
Gum after
we-
Court.
He was
no,
also
we actually
around,
drafted
but-
Gum before Court.
Really?
We drafted Gum 6th
Yeah,
round.
I'm
and then
pretty sure
drafted
we
Court
did,
The next
yeah.
round once because
Court was
I-
7th round.
Because I remember
Court
it was
must
because
be a
it was
glitch,
basically the decision was True wanted Court and I wanted Gum Sauce, and because I
Oh yeah, because the whole thing was
I played with Gum
we
Sauce
get
from
Gum, yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
get
play-
Gum first, and then
it-
get Quert on the swing back, or just pick up Quert if
yeah.
we got
Oh
sniped.
yeah, because I remember the draft. Everyone, pretty much all the other teams had already drafted their support, so I wasn't worried about Court
Yeah.
So, and
because I played
my-
with Court on Grubs and
in my
Flex.
yeah, basically, I knew Gum, True knew Court from Grubs. I knew Gum from Bot Burgers, obviously, and we just got both of them in the end, which worked out.
All right. Well, I guess sticking on the topic of team members that I forgot about. Someone asks, what happened to your graphic designer? I didn't know you had a graphic designer.
Oh, W? I don't.
W, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
His parents are pretty sure got mad at him.
Pretty sure the story was
He just had some personal shit happen, and he had to leave unexpectedly.
it was on with his parents, was it not? They like
Yeah, it was.
They took away technology from him and stuff.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
so we lost
So-
our Twitter account. Unlucky.
Yeah.
Yo, also
sad.
Matt's not here, but my player profile never got posted. I just wanted to bring that up.
Oh my god, this man has been talking about this since like.
Yo, Mav pinged me like 3 times to get that done, and then I finally do it, and he just doesn't post it. Like what?
Oh,
Come
I
on,
know.
Matt.
I understand. I'm just telling you, like this man has talked about this.
Yeah.
For,
I
like,
just think it's
the
funny to bring up.
entirety of the season.
Okay, bro, it's been like 2
You
times.
will
Chill
not
it
let
out.
this go.
2
You will not
times.
let this
Alright,
go.
alright.
Sure, just 2 times. We believe
I
you.
feel bad for W though. Worked with the guy on Platcha. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's just really chill. But yeah, real life happens. Real life always comes first, unfortunately.
Right. Moving to the later part of the season, going into the semifinals, you obviously had your pick of the litter between the winners of the quarterfinals matches. So why in particular did you choose Guangzhou over Capitalism for that game?
Okay.
Them.
No, Zach.
From my
This is a
perspective,
true question.
Red, go.
No, true.
go.
True goes. True goes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
okay. So basically, we ended up going with GZG mainly because I was really good. Me and Phone are good friends with like QZ and Ian, and like we'd known that their like will to keep playing was significantly lower. Like they kind of stopped caring, and with Capitalism, we wanted to give them their redemption arc to beat DC with Kate.
Yeah.
And it
I
also go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, like, meanwhile, I'm over here just looking at Kate and I'm licking my lips, like, that's a Zarya one trick. I must kill. like I'm begging the team to take it, but then they're like, nah, we know GZG too well, and there's truth to that, right? Like, we had a really confident, established game plan for how to beat GZG. We know them the best.
I mean, we'd
I
also
think
just
the
beat them the week
decision was, like-
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like, I think in essence, I was wrong. Definitely, I think the decision to go after them was the right call from True and the rest of the team.
Wait, this is
so-
recorded, right? Red just admitted he was wrong.
Dude,
Yeah.
It's favorites.
It's on the
Alright.
Okay.
Zarya OTPs are exploitable. Leave me alone. Anyway.
Yeah. So, just gonna pick this up. Yeah. So it was true. We'd beaten Guangzhou. I think it was 3 weeks prior because we had the 1 week break before
Not 3
quarterfinals,
weeks,
didn't
it was
we?
1 week.
Well, no,
Oh,
it
yeah,
would
right.
be 3 because of the break.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was
yeah.
a week before quarterfinals, and then we had the buy in quarters, so it was 3 weeks before. I think a lot some discussions they came out as like Cap was more like a wild card. Like we knew that we could beat Guangzhou. Like we knew with certainty that we could beat Guangzhou. So realistically, there
And
was
also,
only one choice.
I also think another reason we picked Guangzhou over Cap is Guangzhou against DC would have been way worse, whereas Cap had a better chance of beating DC.
Yeah, which is a real thing, right? I think matchup wise, there was a better chance that Cap beat DC than other way around. Like I felt confident against us against no matter who we played, because without being a dickhead, like
Team
we're the
diff.
best team in Inter. Like no, fucking really.
Team
though.
diff.
Like
Yeah.
for the amount of snubbing that happened for Rollstar, bro. Like fucking.
I don't want to get into
Yeah.
it.
Oh no, I'll go. Y'all sleeping
I'd love
on
to
fucking
go.
Quirk, Quirk,
Yeah,
bro.
I'd love to go.
Quirk
I'd
and
love
True, those
to
are the ones
go.
I'm mad about. I get
Oh,
it
yeah,
with
oh,
me.
same.
I'm like, but
We technically got one, but but in the official thing we got none.
which is a joke.
Yeah.
Which is an actual joke. For as dominant as Mob Mentality was, our season, I think, I know that we had one loss, but I think like us and the Glocks are like the most dominant per division, pretty much.
I saw that happen
Like-
with Advance 2 Tokyo. Like people just didn't want to vote for Tokyo, so it might just be a mentality thing.
Yeah, no.
I
mean,
well, and again,
people usually don't. People
Was it
usually don't like
a mob
the
mentality thing.
Yeah,
It's like,
well,
Okay.
I'm gonna say this too. At least,
I'll leave.
at least with Tokyo, right? Like, I mean, you know, the advanced turned out to be a really competitive division, right? I don't think Expert and Inter were overly competitive. Yes, I know we lost a match. You know, I get it. Like, and trust me, we deserve that loss. We played bad that match. Sorry, against Capitalism. But like, in terms of like I don't know. It was pretty lopsided who believed who was gonna win finals, even with DC being as good as they had been. So, and you know, we 4-0'd. So I don't know. I feel very strongly, particularly Quirt and True got robbed. You know, I'm kind of
Definitely.
at peace with the rest of it.
All right. Well, I do have one last question for you guys. I asked this to all the teams because I tend to get a wide variation of responses, some more entertaining than others. So what did you guys do, if anything, for team bonding throughout the season?
I play a lot of Dead by Daylight with.
I got them all into Dead by Daylight because I was playing it one day and I was like, you
So
know what, this
basically,
would be fun with 3 other people.
Yeah.
The entire second half of the season, like minimum, probably earlier than that. Red, Quirt, Kilroy, Silent, Z. I'm pretty sure Z, right, too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Z was
Z
there.
was there.
Yeah.
A lot.
If they were not playing scrims, if they were online and playing a game, they were on the Mob VC playing Dead by Daylight.
Yeah,
Well, there's also the
remember.
3 stack of me, Red, and Z also playing.
Yeah,
top.
there was a. Yeah, in general, it was like a
For
a
those.
big mixture of like a bunch of different games that we.
Yeah.
I think we have a
But I-
Monopoly group now, essentially.
Yeah, we've been
Yeah.
Yeah. I can
All
vouch
the boys
for
And-
Dead by
and-
Daylight,
and
though.
Markov.
Yeah, and now
Like,
we
you're just jealous you can't
Wait.
download it, bro.
now we have like after the season we're playing like Monopoly and Tarkov. Because
Yeah.
Overwatch
And
bad.
movie night. We had a movie night.
I think the thing that I love the most about mob mentality, something that like I like deep regrets about Wisdom Academy is like, I don't know, I made a ton of friends here, and I don't know, like we all seem to vibe, and like, you know, this team's gonna move forward together even outside of League Zero, and that just makes me absurdly happy. And yeah, I don't know, I made a lot of really good friends, especially with like the pandemic and isolation being like a thing that's affected me really personally. And I'm only bringing it up because like I literally moved and these people carried me through that, right? Like 100%. Like I would not have handled moving in the middle of this nonsense without these people backing me up. So thank you to them. But
2020 was a year. I still remember that. I remember after the grand finals, and we had our whole thing, and it's like everything comes down to like, so we get played Dead by Daylight. It's like you just it's just all that emotion. It's just let's go play some more games. It's like 10 o'clock at night or whatever the hell it was.
Classic.
Classic.
Classic
All
mom.
right.
Classic mob mentality. Keep on trucking.
Well, that's
I know
together.
Gum wanted someone to say his piece. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna read the direct quote.
Yeah,
from-
oh, yeah.
You got it, Catalyst?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
The accusation of phone being masters and shouldn't be playing for our team is nonsense. I've been with him now for 2 League
Oh,
Zero
yeah.
seasons and seen him grow and grind. It's not our fault other players in intermediate division didn't have the drive to improve.
And also,
Gum
No,
talks
one-
directly.
one last
go
point.
ahead. Phone,
I-
I'm going.
Yeah, I'll make a quick point. Is that teams complain like it was just unfair for Mob to get me. It's like, yes, they never want to pick, but you also had a captain spot. You like every team has a captain spot, so
Did you even get offered captain phone?
not a single one. I messaged. I don't know if I. No, I don't think I messaged Wana. Wana would send out a thing, but I didn't. I don't think
No,
I got.
Wana knew that he was gonna go with Jeff early.
Oh
on.
yeah. So I didn't get any. I didn't get a single offer. For
So,
me.
yeah, which I think is ridiculous. I'm gonna say this too. The number one reason people bring up Phone. First off, Phone was not the only player on our team who hit Masters, by the way.
Yeah,
Quirt
exactly.
also messed
Quirt
Quirt
also
Quirt
is
also
Masters.
messed.
Right? Like,
And they kept
Like,
that SR.
dude, yeah, whatever. Like, I mean, yeah, but the point is, right? Like, there was a lot of like True, like what, 4 seasons ago, 5?
Yeah, so
Masters?
I originally wasn't even supposed to be in Inter, but then Nev was like, hey, just message admins, like, appeal it, and I was like, okay, and then Matt picked me up as captain.
Yeah, so like the idea that like if you're focusing on the SR of your opponent in a competitive league where like you have the opportunity to practice scrim, actually know how the meta works, play strats, like you're just doing it wrong. Like
Yeah.
one of the two big narratives that I heard this season in League Zero that made me really frustrated from a coaching perspective was one, that Phone was, you know, a Masters player, had no business playing in this division, which is just simply untrue. He was a Masters player at the end, yeah, but at the beginning he was a Diamond player, so chill. The second thing, which was even more absurd, was that you can't teach inter-level players the meta and expect them to succeed.
Which is just like, hello? We were the most dominant team in Intermediate through 2 different metas.
We
Yeah,
we
like-
have Red Knight on our team. We don't get to play anything but meta.
That is
Sorry.
true.
Fun is not allowed on Mob Mentality.
Dude, you probably mentioned suck playing Moira. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
See, the only time we weren't
Beautiful
playing
really good
meta
player,
is
too,
when
don't
I
worry.
was in and we played Reinhardt.
And it
That's
was
it.
Yeah, and that made
Yeah.
me want to cry. I was scared. Like,
Oh, no. Was
played
that
Zarya a
the
little
week
bit, that was
that,
fun.
that
Lee Chung.
you were moving Red Knight and we had to field
Yeah.
silent and
Mhm.
yeah.
we played Reinhardt Diva? Or like
Yes,
Reinhardt Zarya?
Reinhardt.
Silent crushed it too.
Silent
Yeah,
crushed
like,
it. Yeah, like
yeah,
Silent
absolutely smashed
deserves a
it.
ton of credit. A ton of credit.
I'm
But
a
no, no,
bench
no.
boy.
But I guess like the point I'm trying to make is like, you know, like all these like and by the way, I was hearing this from people who supposedly coach, right? And I think the reason I feel so strongly about this is because, you know, people want to talk shit and be like, you know, well, you know, these are plat and diamond players, they don't understand Overwatch. And they're right, they don't, but that's the whole point. If you're like a coach and you're worth your fucking salt, like actually teach them
Teach
something.
them.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Like I literally, dude, it was me and YouTube that taught Mom Mentality Shadow Dive. What?
Yeah.
Like, get out of here. Like,
Put the time
so-
in, put the effort in, and you
Yeah.
can teach anyone to do anything.
I don't know about anyone, anything.
Well,
However,
Not
certainly-
anything. I mean,
Your players also have to have the will to want to learn.
And,
that
and
is
by-
true.
You gotta
Yeah,
want
you have to
something.
have that drive.
Yeah, and like, and you saw other
mm.
teams struggle with that, right? Like, I think early Obligation, right before they just kind of like sucked it up. You know, they were really hesitant to learn the meta, and it punished them pretty severely in the early days of the season. So like, yeah, I just people need to grow up and realize that like if they want to like win something, even if it's like a dumb community league, like, you know, you gotta apply yourself a little bit. So anyway, sorry.
Yep.
Spiel over.
All right.
Classic Red Knight spiel.
So, if anyone has
Classic
the
Red
other
Knight.
closing statements, the floor is yours.
I'm the best benched main tank there ever was.
Very
Well,
Hard facts.
okay.
True.
Oh, one last
But
thing.
you
I
weren't
wanna say.
like permabenched.
One of the reasons why we won a game in the playoffs was because we had a sing along. It was great.
True.
Yeah.
That's also on my YouTube.
Okay.
So the reason
I have
why
a
we won the whole thing is because we sung as a team.
Yeah.
Minus Red Knight.
Also,
Red
I have one. I have
Red
one
Knight
thing I
team.
want to say as well.
Okay.
Mm.
Last pick of the 9th round, by the way. I know we already,
Yeah.
I know we already
Yeah.
touched this.
We
Just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that anyone in
thing.
Intercity
That's a
to
thing.
get that.
I'm assuming he's probably you might watch this, but repeat. You're welcome for All Star.
True. True. Anyway, I mentioned this to the guys after the grand finals, but this team has to be the hardest working group of individuals that I've had the pleasure of working with, and I could not be more thankful for being part of a unit that was practically autonomous the entire season. Just everyone, just week in, week out, had the drive, put 150% in, and it was just from the bottom of my heart. Everyone who is and was on this team, thank you.